Hey guys, Y13A here. It's been a while. My old room, I'm home for winter break. This is my last week, and I just wanted to make this video quick because I don't know if I can bring my F-35 back to college. I want to do some flight tests, but it's really bad outside, so I won't be doing that anytime soon. And I hope you guys liked my X-Wing video a while ago. It was a really fun and interesting project, and feel free to ask any questions in the comments if you have any. You know, I've been making my own designs, and I've been working on Icarus. I've been working on the YX series. I thought it would be nice to take a break from that and go back to the real world. And so I decided to make an F-35A during my winter break a couple days ago actually, and I guess in this video I'll talk about the design and performance of the plane. Okay, so the design. The two main features of this plane that I made is the new material, which is this gray cardstock, and also the elevator mechanism, which I will detail later. But let me just tell you how I made this plane, because I feel that that's important. So we started with the main wings. It's made from a single piece of 120 GSM gray cardstock, and it was folded around this straw. I don't know if you can see it inside, but there is a straw there. That's what gives it the thickness. Wrapped around that straw simultaneously gives it an airfoil shape and also provides some rigidity so that, you know, it can pass the wingtip test pretty well. I'm grabbing it because the CG is a little bit forward, but it definitely passes the test. So wing spars, created the wing subassembly and then mounted that on a regular paper airplane. You just take a piece of paper and you fold it in half and you make a paper airplane like that. This is some of the design sketches that went into, you know, it ended up like this. So I drew this to understand the structure and anatomy of the F-35. And that's how I got the elevator structure to be very similar to the actual thing. So yeah, main wings mounted onto the fuselage, and then the next step, which was creating the elevator, was interesting. So I used two bendable straws. You can see part of it here. So I used bendable straws and I just attached it to the bottom of the fuselage, and can't really see it because it's so well like hidden, but it goes into the back part of the elevator, and you know that's secured pretty well. And so what happens is when you move the elevator, you actually use the bending characteristic of the bendable straw, and you can adjust the angle accordingly. Sometimes it doesn't really like to move, but so this is neutral. I usually put it on one notch up. You can do two notches up. You hear it click. You can do three even, but that's kind of excessive because this the elevator is already a huge surface, especially on this plane, because it's like it goes up until like half the wingspan or one side of the wing. So this goes up to half, around halfway. Some of the ratios in this plane are crazy, but so there's a lot of surface, and that's nice for things like, you know, rolls. I've actually tried the roll performance on this. So if you put this up and you put this down, it should roll this way, right? Because the air pushes this down and air pushes this up, so it'll roll like that. So it rolls really well because there's so much surface area on the tail. But one of the key features of this plane is that mechanism, and I really like it because it's really hidden well. So I used like cardstock to cover the top part of the bendable straw and also the bottom. So it's like, it's really kind of, I don't know, I just really like it. And if you look at the tail section, it just looks nice, right? You see the elevator, it's just integrated so nicely into the back of the fuselage, and then you have the flaps on the wings here, and it's just, it just looks really nice. I mean, at least to me. What's even better about this plane is that it performs pretty nicely. So I had to play with it a little bit, but getting into a little bit of performance here. But this plane flies really well with one notch up on both elevators, and then one here, and also the flaps down quite a bit. So you gotta make sure these settings are there, and then I won't be able to get test flight footage. I might just make another version at school and then make a flight video there, but because it's really hard to transport these things, you know, in my luggage case, in my backpack, it'll just get crushed, and I don't want to do that. I'll probably make another one, probably improved version, and I'll make a flight test video of that. To be honest, this plane right here is really not optimized yet. So what I did when I made the plane was I actually put two weights in here. I think they were nickels, here and here, I think, and that already weighed the plane forward. When I finished making everything, it turned out that I needed even more weight, and I should have moved the weight forward, but I didn't. But if I moved it forward, it would have been better, because it's not good to have too much weight on your plane. So the theory is, if you have a small weight and you put it at a great distance, you change to CG more, right? So that's the physics behind that, and you want to keep everything as light as possible. So that's, you know, the design you want to go for. Less weight, but more distance. But I didn't know that when I made it, so it kind of just ended up being really heavy. But it still flies. The configuration I have it in for flight is the elevator up and the flaps down. Now, what this does is, because the elevators have so much surface, a slight angle up, you can see it's at a slight angle compared to the flaps. So this slight angle combined with the surface area actually provides more force, right? And compared to the distance from the center of gravity, which is about right where the wing kicks out from this wing guard, I'll talk about that later. This provides a torque this way that is actually more than the torque from the flaps. So if the torque was less, you'd expect the plane to go like that, you know, just when it flies, it'll dive because the wings are pushing up. Imagine the CG as a pivot point pushing up, and it's gonna dive down. But with this, it counteracts that, and so the plane is like angled like this, right? And when the plane is angled like this, you know, the air flows here, produces more lift than, you know, if it were flat. And so this plane actually produces a lot of lift, and it can carry its weight. But it can't go far because these flaps, you know, they're angled pretty steeply, and that creates, I mean, it does create a lot of lift, but that lift also comes with a ton of drag. So that's really not good. So like, even though it has a lot of weight, it has a lot of momentum, it slows down considerably. You can see it slow down after a while. Granted, I've been testing indoors only, so I don't know, like, if I throw it full force, what would happen. I'd expect it to perform pretty nicely because it does have some upwards tendency because of the flaps in the elevator. I mean, overall, it's alright. You know, I'll optimize the weight in the next version, and it'll fly better. So I was going to talk about the wing guards. They do what they sound like they do. They connect this horizontal portion with the wing, and it reinforces both of the structures. So I came up with this. I mean, it's in the actual design of the F-35. So if you like, I have a model, and this is really nice because I could like see the tail section and everything. But I have a model, and if you see here, there's a little thing here that connects both of them together. Now, I came up with this independently, and I decided to incorporate it, and I happened to get it, like, you know, get this part right. But what this does is it protects the wing, right? So if you have a hard landing, it's going to put a force here, right? So it's going to create a torque like this, and so with this additional support, you're protecting the wing from that wear and tear. I mean, I guess the point is the corners between the wings and the fuselage is very kind of delicate and very fragile. So you want to protect that, and so this is what I did. So that's like most of the design. I mean, otherwise, vertical stabilizer is pretty straightforward. It's just, you know, a regular vertical stabilizer. But I mean, I guess what I like about it is that it's put on the plane in a really nice position. So like when the plane is like this, right? When a plane is stalling, the air can actually get through the wing and the elevator and come up to this vertical stabilizer and actually, act on it so it can have some stability. We have yet to test that. So in theory, it's perfect, I guess. I mean, they're just regular stabilizers. Other things, cockpit. I didn't really try too hard on making it too accurate because I know it's like the main purpose of this is to fly, right? So as long as it looks generally like the F-35, I'm happy with it. Because if I make it, too good looking, I won't want to fly it, I guess. But yeah, I didn't try too hard on the cockpit. So it just kind of slants up from the bottom and it's kind of flat on the top. The engine nozzle is made of black cardstock. I had some left over. I think I have like 2 sheets left, but I used that to create the nozzle. And I do wish this is an area definitely for improvement. I wish the tail section, I mean not like the elevator or the vertical stabilizer, but actually like the nozzle section. On all of my previous planes, I've never actually spent some time and made it nice. This is the most I've done for an engine nozzle. I mean, it really doesn't matter in flight, right? You're not gonna see it, but it's just when you're up close, this kind of looks disturbing. I mean, I'm a guy for craftsmanship, and this is kind of atrocious to me. I'll fix that in the next version, maybe. It's a lot of work. I mean, like, paper is hard to mold into a certain shape, so that's also a complication, right? For me, this plane, as long as it flies, I don't really care about the nozzle. I should, because I'm a craftsman at heart, but the struggle is real. So I mean, I guess that's all there is about the plane. I've talked about the design and the performance. I guess, I don't know, I'll just talk about what I'm gonna do in the future for the end of this video. I got a new set of cardstock material. Each of these decks, I don't know if you can call it deck. Each of these packages, they come with like 50 sheets of cardstock. I think it's 50, yeah. It says 50 right here. So there's 50, and so this is like the information that you need if you want to get the exact same cardstock. So do get this. I use this brand, and it is 120 GS. Actually, it's 176. This is actually different. I thought it used to be like 1 GS or 120 GSM, but this is okay. So you see the numbers here. You can get this at like an AC Moore's or Michael's, and I got this for like $3, so it's pretty worth it. And you get 50 sheets, and 50 sheets can create a lot of airplanes, trust me. And so I have this bunch of new material. I'm behind on videos. I've been really busy this past semester, but with these new materials, I hope to make another version of the ASFX. I need to get a flight video done for that. I did a design video in the summer, which was a couple months ago, but I haven't been able to get some flight tests done. I mean, when I did it, I was mostly focused on fixing the plane and making it fly right, so I didn't actually record anything. So I'll make another version of the ASFX, get that test flight. I need to make a design video for the X-47B. It's been a full year, a little over a year since I first made that plane, so I need to get that design video done and also make another one so that I can get the flight test done for that. So that's the plan going into the future. For my other projects, I'm working on Icarus, which is the RC plane that is designed to carry my iPhone, and also hopefully a mechanism to launch paper airplanes. I hope to complete that sometime this year. I started that in the spring last year, and it's been dragging on until now because of material shortages and just overall incompetence on my part, but I will be working on that, and I hope to get that done. I guess that's all there is to it. That's all I wanted to say really in this video. I guess I'll end the video with like some pictures of the F-35 that I think are really nice. So yeah, hope you enjoy that, and I guess it's until next time, and also some videos. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe, comment, like, do all that stuff. Visit my Facebook page. I update that a lot more, and I upload these pictures of my newest projects. immediately or a few hours after, whenever I do them. So yeah, that's it.